welcome to another edition of Kings of the Village. I'm Stephion. Apology not accepted. That is what I'm dealing with this week. Man, listen. Welcome back to another edition of Kings of the Village. I'm Stephion. I am delighted to have you with me on this Friday night. But listen, never mind all that. I said apology not accepted because this week I've been dealing with a lot of bad behavior and seeing some things that I don't enjoy in life right now. One of those things I dealt with was an employee, and I'll leave it at that. The situation was this person decided that they didn't like the jokes anymore when it was geared toward them. This particular person was able to joke, jump, and jive and run through the building and have all the fun and gossip and play, all that they wanted. But then when the tables was turned on this particular individual, they decided it wasn't funny because everybody was looking around and everybody was dipping it and doing it and everybody was laughing at them, right? So they didn't find it funny at all. They didn't want to partake in that. They didn't enjoy that. But when it was time for this individual to dance all over somebody, it was funny. So after that, I emerged. And of course, I'm a pretty good reader, right? I can read with the best of them. And for those who are not familiar with the term reading, well, it's progressed in every community, but it derives from the gay culture, meaning I'm going to tell it like it is for the old heads, or I'm going to wear your ass out, or I'm going to read you for filth. It's hard to explain the word without saying the word read, but basically, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you the business. So anyway, I gave this particular individual the business, and we all thought it was in good fun. You know, we did a cookout, we barbecued, we was cleaning up and all that stuff. And then we was just joking around like we always do. But then when the tables was turned on this person, they literally broke out into tears and said, "Oh, you must think I'm worthless. I can't believe you talked to me this way. I can't believe you did those things and said those things and did all this," and decided that they wanted to report me to somebody, and then said, "Oh, I'm sick, I'm leaving," without permission. One thing I won't tolerate from anybody is a non-truth teller. I do not like people who lie, and I don't like people who are victims for the sake of being a victim, especially when you have did all those said things that you said that I did. I won't stand for that, especially when I've been kind, respectful, fair. I've also went out of my way for this particular person, got their office set up, did all the heavy lifting, got a staff to get it done, got the installation team to set up everything. Giving this individual a job against my better judgment because I was kind of iffy in the interview process, and I was like, I don't know if I should do this or not. And I did anyway. Now, let me preference this. This individual is a great worker. They get the work done. But in my opinion, they're not emotionally stable. I feel like this individual has got some other issues that are far-reaching beyond me. I just believe this person is out of sorts in their personal life, and it was reflected on me. It was taken out on me. The one thing I know for sure is I don't want an apology. I'm not going to accept an apology because this person has has had outbursts before, and I accepted it. I overlooked it. I was like, okay, people get a little caught up in their feelings. They emotional and all that kind of stuff. But this time, time has moved on. Months have went down the line. We've kind of got our jig together. We kind of know each other. You know what kind of person I am. You would have to know by knowing my character. Now, I know people listening don't know that, but this individual who works for me knows that, understands that. And there would be no way that somebody would think that I would maliciously hurt them in a professional work environment. For one, I would have nothing to gain for that. Two, it's not professional. And three, I could lose my career if I were to behave that way. I have other staff under me that I have to perform for. And I have a CEO, owner of a company that is over me. Why would I decide to engage in something that would kill my career, or potentially kill my career, or put me on notice and on track and on trend to kill my career, which offers me a great life for myself? Why would I do that? Why would I wait to be 45 years old and engage with somebody who has nothing to lose and I have everything to lose? It just doesn't make sense. Why would I decide to seek out this individual to be nasty and malicious towards? Then this person wants to cry and act a fool and run out and leave and all this other crazy stuff. When I return back to work, I don't want to go in HR and be talking about all kind of, oh, I'm sorry, I was out of care. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that sorry ass stuff. I don't want to hear none of that. Keep all that sad shit to yourself. I will not tolerate, nor will I be disrespected, and nor will I be lied on. And this is my point behind the apology not accepted. I feel like this. People decide, and always want to decide, that they can act a plumb fool, and then when they sober up from whatever level of emotional distress that they are currently in, we are on the receiving end of that supposed to, yeah, honey, girl, honey, baby, I understand. No, I don't understand. You don't get to act a fool with me and expect me to accept the apology. Now, you can choose to do whatever you want. You can act a fool, but understand that there are consequences. I know when I lose my shit, there are consequences. Now, I have certainly lost my shit, went ballistic, and apologized. But that person on the other end of that did not have to accept my apology. And there would be nothing I could do about it. Absolutely nothing I could do about it. You don't get to act crazy and expect goodness on the other end of that. You have to be prepared for how somebody's going to respond. It's like in any situation, any relationship, you take the risk of losing that person, losing that position you're in, or never being able to deal with that person again. And in this case, that is what's going to happen. Now, since the work ethic is strong, the person won't be terminated, right? They will not be terminated in this particular situation, nor do I want them to be, but I know their character. I know these flawed behaviors this individual noun has. And I know where I stand with this particular individual. And I also know that I'm not fucking with them on any other level than professional business development and business acumen. That's it. That's all they're getting from me. One thing I know I do for sure is I am kind and fair to my employees. I like to have a good time. Just recently hosted a cookout. Every month or sometimes every week I do things, buy them things, let them work from home, give them a crazy fun work environment. And I don't look for anything but high production, which is what they're getting paid for. We give out good gift cards, prize packs, all that fun stuff. And all I want in return is not a friend, but high work production and high morale within the workplace. That is all I'm looking for. I'm not asking for anything other than that. I don't fraternize after work. I don't ask them to come to my house. I don't ask them to go out to drinks because I don't fraternize. I don't fraternize with my superior or my subordinates. I don't do it. Because when it's time for me to engage on a level that is not so fun, not so jovial, I want to be able to do that without a clouded judgment. I don't want anything to get in the way for me having to write your ass up. That would be unfair, unprofessional. I don't like to be in those gray areas, those dicey situations when you have subordinates. I just don't. It makes me uncomfortable. And I always say, if you don't do nothing, you don't have to worry about nothing because you ain't did nothing. And that is crazy to me that a particular person, where I'm not just saying this, I know my character and I know my heart, and the people who work for me know that, and the people above me, well, the person who is above me, which is the owner, knows that. It would be out of character for me to just pick on a particular person and decide to target them. We all thought collectively that we were having a good time, and this particular individual I'm talking about was also dishing it out, and does. And we just crazy workplace banner. You just have a good time. But then some people just can't handle that. And then so when I recognize that, I turn that shit off. And I'm going to tell you this. I know how to be fair and balanced and only talk about work stuff. I am good at that. I know how to sit in my world of my office and my big pretty chair and assign and delegate accordingly, follow up, give you a true, fair, and balanced assessment of your work, and review, and I will be fair. And the review I just did, because it's annual review time, it was high marks because it is strong work ethic. It's a good work ethic. But emotionally, personally, this person is not stable. And I can't tolerate that type of behavior. You don't get to lash out at me because you didn't like a joke. Then you shouldn't participate. You shouldn't be a part of that. Don't dish it out if you can't take it. And again, none of those things were done in a harmful, malice way. Literally, if you work with me and know my character, we pick fun on on everybody. It's like a big family, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, dad, mom situation. It's a family-owned company. We have a good time. But if you want to get out of sorts and act crazy, I won't deal with you. I'll keep it very clean, polished, and only work-related. You should only speak to me if it's about work. And that's all you're going to get from me. The only thing you're going to get from me is professional business acumen. I'm not Dylan. Apology not accepted. Ahmaud Arbery. The guy who was just, going out for a jog or whatever he was doing in his neighborhood. And whether this guy, I'm not going to go through the case anymore. They're on trial. His mom and family finally seen the actual video for the first time in court today is the reason I'm talking about this and why it's connected to the not apology tour is that of this. If you don't know the story, one, you have to look it up, but I'll just, take it from where it is. He went out jogging. Well, he was out for a jog. They have camera footage of him going inside this construction site, which, some are saying is questionable. And he was just going through the neighborhood, and these three white men, two white men, a father and son, and then a cop who recorded the situation, decided that he was doing something out of sorts. And they say it's because, there were so many burglaries in the neighborhood, and we decided to make a citizen's arrest, and then he got out of pocket, so we had to kill him. He was resisting arrest. Well, one, you shouldn't have been bothering him. And if you thought he did something, call the police. Somebody who is trained to handle situations like that. It was not your place to decide on what you were going to do with another individual's life and being. It was not your place to intervene in that, which is why now the three of you are sitting in this courtroom apologizing for your life. The lawyers for the defendants, the three white men in question, said, well, it's unfortunate that his life is lost. We're sorry to the family for the loss of life, but they were protecting themselves. You can't apologize to me because you shouldn't have intervened in Ahmaud's life in the first place. You shouldn't have attempted to question him, apprehend him, make a citizen's arrest toward him for any reason. You should have never inserted yourself. And you would have nothing to worry about or apologize for in the first place. Stop being the male version of Karen. You don't always need to insert yourself in a situation you know nothing of. It is outrageous to me that people can sit around and think they can do something and apologize for it. And it's like, well, we thought what we were doing is right. You were wrong because you intervened. Your first wrong was you thought. You thought something was okay. And now we have a slew of videos of people participating in things that they have no business being a part of or engaging in or inserting themselves in. And then when they get caught up in it or get called into question for it, they all of a sudden become the victim. They don't understand what's happening. Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this to me. This has been my neighborhood for 20 years. Okay, well, it's my neighborhood too. And whether I look suspect to you, because anything basically, somebody black and in a hoodie looks suspect. Poor Trayvon Martin, and people like him. We all look suspect to you. And then you want to insert yourself, but when somebody decides to clap back on that ass, you're a victim. You're scared. Let me call for help. Well, bitch, that's what you should have did in the first place. You should have called for help in the first place. It was none of your business to insert yourself in the first place. And that's why they find themselves, and I don't care what race you are, but anybody who finds themselves inserting themselves in somebody else's business, when something else happens to you, just be ready. Just be ready for whatever that is. Whatever you would have to suspect or expect that something is going to come your way. What do you think you're going to be able to do by inserting yourself into somebody's business? Well, you have no prior knowledge of. There's videos of people, I'm going to report you because you parked in a handicap spot. You don't know that man's business. Maybe he truly is handicapped and he forgot to put a sticker up. Kids outside selling lemonade, and an adult woman inserts herself. You don't have a permit to sell on this street. What business of that is yours? But then when Big Mama come around the corner and clap that ass, then what? I'm never saying I'm condoning violence, but I understand. I understand. Stop inserting yourself in people's fucking business. And now we going out in the street and getting people's face with COVID? Are y'all kidding me? Y'all out here in people's face and got COVID?
Coronavirus!
I don't understand that. The one thing I would not be doing is inserting myself in people's business, getting in their face, being around them, grabbing them, attaching myself to them, and the world is full of whatever it is. You don't know what you might walk yourself into. And that is what has happened with the father and son and the police who recorded the incident, who is now also in trouble. This poor family has lost their son. And the three white men sit in the courtroom with their high dollar attorney fighting for their lives. And then his defense was, they are the victims. They were protecting themselves. From what? Ahmaud was protecting himself from them. As y'all all ganged up on him, then shoot him as he lays bleeding, dying in the street. apology, absolutely the fuck not accepted. Nobody's going to listen to that bullshit. It will not be tolerated. Your time is up. Your time is up for the bullshit. Now, is racism over? Of course not. But we're going to continue to acknowledge that shit. We're going to continue to record your ass and call you out on that shit. The time is up of you guys being able to get away with inserting yourself in any situation. Moms in the mall worrying about young black kids sagging their pants. Or as my grandmother would say, sagging their britches. Meanwhile, when you were the same age, you were out doing acid, coke, meth, wearing bell bottoms, long hair, and free love all over the city. And have the nerve to judge any of these young black kids wearing hoodies and sagging pants. That is none of your business. That is none of your business to insert yourself in these young teenagers' lives just having a good time walking through the mall trying to get a date. That is none of your business. If you don't like it, don't look. If you don't like it, leave. Stop getting everybody's fucking business, and when somebody knock that ass out or record you and report your ass or clap back, depending on the neighborhood, better be careful, you're a victim. And then you won't help. You want somebody to love on you. Help me. No, bitch, help yourself. You helped yourself to being in my business, ho. Apology, absolutely not accepted. All right, listen. You know, in relationships sometime, and this is my last point, I'm going to leave y'all alone because I know y'all tired of me crying. Every week, every other week, sometimes every month, depending on if I get my life together or not. People in relationships really focus on the things that their mate are doing. And then they end up getting this big ass argument about all the stuff that somebody has wronged them, did me wrong. You did all these things. But what about in a relationship about all the things that people don't do? Have you ever thought about that? I cook dinner. You don't do the dishes. I clean up the house. You don't take out the trash. I pick up the kids from daycare. You don't help with the bath and putting them to bed. All those things build up in a relationship. If I were you, I would focus on some of those things. What am I not doing? Versus what am I doing to piss my mate off? What am I doing and not doing to piss them off? I mean, really, take a look at in your relationship, inside of your relationship, what are you currently not doing? Because your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your partner or your domestic partner, they can tell you what you're doing. But do you realize what you're not doing? Do you realize when you with your shorty, you don't tell them you love them? Do you realize when you with them, you don't hold their hand at the movie, walking across the street? Or if you're dating a girl, are you not making her feel safe? Are you not protecting her? Think about some of those things inside of your relationship. The one thing I learned from several failed relationships is what I wasn't doing versus what I was doing. Because I was so proud of, all those things I was doing and gifts I was buying and showing up and cooking and I did this and I work hard and I pay the bills. But what about all the stuff I didn't do? What about the things that I didn't acknowledge that my partner did do? I'm just saying, inside of your relationship, take some time to acknowledge what you're not doing. Stop apologizing, because nobody's accepting that shit no more. Nobody owes it to you to accept an apology just because you give it. my ex and now somebody I'm currently dating who is one and the same. We broke up and now we're kicking it. We doing something. And we've been doing this for 5 years, right? He always said to me, stop doing things that you have to apologize for. Don't apologize. Stop doing it. He would always say, I just want you to do right. So you need to acknowledge what you're not doing inside that relationship. Just acknowledge it and own it. But stop with the apology tour. Stop with, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. But you did it and you continue to do it. You only get a pass once, bruh, sis. You can't keep doing something and then expecting us to I know. That's just Harold. I know he's so sorry. No, Harold, no, you're gonna continue to accept that apology. You keep your donuts, bruh. I don't want it. I don't want no more apologies. Apologies are no longer accepted. Do right, goddammit. it. Go figure out what you're not doing in that relationship, or hell, friendship for that matter. Because I've already had a whole tangent about bad friends versus good friends. Go check out one of the episodes. It's still there. Stop doing wrong so you don't have to apologize. So you don't have to be in the doghouse. So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars for a makeup bracelet or flowers. Shit is expensive. Just do right. Figure out what you're not doing and then do right. Shit. Your apology is no longer accepted. All right, y'all. I am done. I'm going to continue to work on a new host. I keep telling y'all that. I said that about 17 episodes ago, but man, logistically, we just can't work it out. Me and my ex was going to get together and really do this thing, man. We be having some dope ass conversations that I think y'all would be interested in. And then not because it's just good, but it is like life-changing shit. Now, I know everybody think they profound, but we are profound. Like I'm telling you, bro, we are something. You would want to listen to this. I want you to remember that no matter where you are in the world, you too can be a king of your village.